friends, welcome back to the class. My name is Kausalya. In the last few episodes, we've been solving problems based on direct and indirect proportions where there are two parameters were involved. In today's episode, let us solve some complicated problems where there are three parameters involved, wherein one is directly proportional, the other is indirectly proportional, or both are directly proportional, or both are indirectly proportional. You will like this episode? Come, let's go solve this problems. Let us start today's episode with this question. If 5 students utilize 18 pencils in 9 days, how long at the same rate will 66 pencils last for 15 students? This question is appeared in MAT exam in the year 2010. If you observe here, there are three parameters. The first one is number of students. Then you have number of pencils, and lastly you have number of days. What do you understand from here? If there are more number of students, then it will last for less number of days. Right? So this is an indirect proportion. If you have more number of pencils, then it will last for more number of days. So this is a direct proportion. Now let us write three columns because we have three parameters. The first one is students, second is pencils, the third is number of days. I am writing the number of days at the end because we have to find the number of days. Firstly, let us write the given data. In the first statement, it is written 5 students utilize 18 pencils in 9 days. 5 students utilize 18 pencils in 9 days. So, more number of students, less number of days. What happens if there are less number of students? Then the number of days will increase. Because we just discussed here, more students, less number of days. More pencils, more number of days. So, if number of students become 1, then the pencils will remain 18. Number of days that it can be used will increase. So, that becomes 9 into 5. As per the question, we have to find out for 15 students how long does it last. So, 15 number of students, 18 pencils, then the number of days will be 9 into 5 divided by 15. Now we will see what happens when we change the number of pencils. We just saw here pencils and the number of days are directly proportional to each other, which means if the number of pencils increase, then the number of days will also increase. If you decrease the number of pencils, then the number of days will also decrease. So let us see what happens when we decrease the number of pencils. So the students will remain same, which is 15. Number of pencils were 18, so let's make it 1 right now. So what happens here? We already have 9 into 5 divided by 15. Because we decreased the number of pencils here, we have to divide this term by 18. So multiplied by 18 in the denominator. Now we got to know, in case if we have 1 pencils and 15 students, how we get the answer. But what is asked in the question? How long at the same rate will 66 pencils last for 15 students? So, the number of students is 15, then number of pencils is 66. Here we had just 1, now we have 66. And then the number of days will become 9 into 5 in the numerator divided by 15 into 18. Since the number of pencils we increased here to 66, we have to increase the number of days also. So, we will multiply this by 66. Now let us simplify this. 5 1 times, 5 3 times, 3 1 times, 3 22 times. Then we have 9 1 times and 9 2 times, 2 1 times, 2 11 times. So 66 pencils will last for 11 days for 15 students. If 20 men can build a wall 56 meter long in 6 days, what length of a similar wall can be built by 35 men in 3 days? Here if you observe, there are 3 parameters. Number of men, then we have length of the wall, and we have number of days. If you observe, if there are more number of men, then the length can be increased, right? And if you have more number of days, here also length can be increased. So these two are directly proportional to each other. So let us write the 3 parameters. One is men, then the days, then the length. Since we have to calculate the length, I am writing it at the end. So first let's write the data what is given. 20 men can build a wall of 56 meter long in 6 days. So number of men 20, number of days 6, and the length of the wall is 56 meter. Now if we decrease the number of men, even the length of wall will decrease. So we will divide. When you say decrease, you have to divide. And if you increase the number of men, then the length of the wall also will increase. They said in the second statement there are 35 men. So 35. So here it becomes 56 into 20. 56 divided by 20 into 35. Now let us tackle the number of days. You have 35 men. Here we had 6 days. Now let us decrease the number of days to 1. So what happens? Since days and the length of the wall are directly proportional to each other, if the number of days decrease, the length of the wall also should decrease. So we will divide. So it becomes 56 into 35 divided by 20 into 6. Now we will increase the number of days and see. You have 35 men, and then number of days we'll write 3 days, because we want to know in 3 days what will be the length built by 35 men. So 56 into 35 divided by 20 into 6, because we increase the number of days and we have to increase the length of the wall also. So into 3. Let us simplify this. 3 ones, 3 twos, 2 ones, 2 twos, 4, and then 2 8 16. Then you have 5 fours 20, 5 7 35, 4 ones, 4 sevens. 7 into 7 is 49. So 35 men in 3 days can build 49 meter long wall. Let's see the next question. 8 men working for 9 hours a day complete a piece of work in 20 days. In how many days can 7 men working for 10 hours a day complete the same piece of work? This question has appeared in Bank BO exam in the year 2006. Let us see this question. Here also there are 3 parameters. One is number of men. Second is number of hours per day. And then the third is number of days. If you observe here, if more number of men are there, then less number of days it will take to complete the work. So it is indirect proportion. Similarly, if you have more number of hours per day, then it will take less number of days to complete the work. So even in this case, it will be indirect proportion. Let us write the parameters in column. Number of men, number of hours and number of days. In the first statement it's given there are 8 men. For 9 hours per day they work and then it takes 20 days to complete the work. What happens if the number of men are decreased? Then the number of days will increase because it is indirectly proportional to each other. So we will multiply, right? When it is increasing, we have to multiply. When it is decreasing, we have to divide. Now they mention there will be 7 men working. So if you increase the number of men to 7, then number of days will decrease. So you write it as 20 into 8 divided by 7. We have 7 men now. Let us try to decrease the number of hours. So if you decrease the number of hours, then the number of days will increase, right? Because we already discussed if the number of hours per day decreases, then the number of days will increase because it is indirectly proportional. So what happens to this? 20 into 8 divided by 7. Because we decreased here, it should increase here. So into 9. Now let us read the question. In how many days can 7 men working for 10 hours a day complete the same piece of work? So number of men 7. Here number of hours is increased to 10. So let us write 10. If the number of hours is increased, then the number of days will decrease. So this becomes 20 into 8 into 9 divided by 7 into 10. So this is 10 one times, 10 two times, and when you multiply this and simplify, you get 20.6 days approximately. So this is the number of days taken by 7 men who work for 10 hours per day.
So friends, in today's episode, we've solved 3 interesting problems based on proportions where there are 3 parameters involved. I hope you've all understood the questions very well, and if you have any doubts, you can always send me a message. And if you have any interesting questions to be solved, you can send us a email or put it down on the comment box. We will revert to you on that and we'll try and shoot those questions as well. And if you've liked the videos, please do hit the like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Happy practice, happy maths. Thank you.